Dhama with the Mahajanas. And so 90 something. 95.
96 అనుకుంటాము.
96. 95. Sanatana Goswami is dream. Yeah. 96. Srila Advaita Prabhu's appearance and activities. Yes, please.
Hare Krishna. Srila Advaita Prabhu, who is non-different from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, stayed here in this forest for some days. He used to worship Lord Krishna under this vata tree. Who can understand his inner desire? Please listen, and I will describe briefly the appearance and activities of Srila Advaita Prabhu. Madhavendrapuri, Ishwarapuri, Sachimata and Jagannatha Mishra appeared along with Advaita Acharya. Srila Advaita Prabhu is unlimitedly merciful to the living entities. The whole of Bengal was glorified by his appearance there. In Bengal, there is a village near Srihata named Navagrama where Kuvera Pandita, the son of Narasimha, lived. Kuvera Pandita was exalted on the path of devotion. He knew nothing except the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. On the same standard of devotion was his chaste wife, Naba Devi, the mother of Advaita, who was worshipable by all. They settled in Shantipura near the Ganges and were always observed in discussing Krishna Katha. One day, Sri Kuvera Pandita and his wife wanted to die after hearing Vaishnava blasphemy. Seeing their state, one fortunate soul pacified them by the desire of Lord Krishna. Even though they were still unhappy, they both fell asleep. After a short time, they both had a wonderful dream. A beautiful, effulgent person whose bodily luster defeated the beauty of a mountain of molten gold appeared before them. This person was holding the hand of another exceedingly beautiful person and in sweet words said to him, "You should quickly incarnate to relieve the unhappiness of the living entities who are suffering under the onslaughts of Kali Yuga. By your loving invitation, I will be unable to remain here. I will quickly appear along with my elder brother." Hearing these words, the second person became very happy, and at an auspicious moment he entered the womb of Naba Devi. Seeing this, Kuvera Pandita became very blissful, and as he awoke, his heart became overwhelmed. Kuvera Pandita, who was a learned scholar in all the Shastras, considered in his mind that the Supreme Lord would appear in Kali Yuga in the form of Guru. Thinking this way, along with his wife, he again became overwhelmed and could not check his tears. From that day on, Navadevi manifested signs of pregnancy, and she therefore returned to Navagrama. Soon the whole world became joyful as Advaita Prabhu appeared in the village of Navagrama. Suddenly a voice arose from him, "Sri Krishna Chaitanya will appear in this world along with Sri Nityananda Rama. Together with their associates, they will enjoy wonderful pastimes. They will distribute loving devotional service in each and every house, thereby destroying the unhappiness and lamentation of living entities."
That's nice, right, Prabhu? They will distribute loving devotional service in each and every house. It means in each and every one of our houses.
Yes, Mataji.
And what it means is, by that loving devotional service, our unhappiness, each one of our unhappiness and our lamentations will be destroyed. The ocean of bliss arising from the Sankirtana movement will overflow and inundate everyone without exception. This Kali Yuga is so glorious. Isn't
Beautiful.
this is what happening to all of us who received this Krishna Bhakti from Srila Prabhupada given by Gauranga?
Yes, Mataji.
Each and every house and the ocean of bliss arising from Sankirtana movement. There was nothing before Srila Prabhupada came here. And after he came, the Sankirtana movement started as a little pond at 26 Second Avenue, ended that under the tree. And soon the rivers became the rivers connecting different states and countries. And now it's the ocean of bliss across the world. Sankirtana movement of Gaura Hari. How beautiful, how beautiful. Yes, please. And somebody else?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hearing this voice, everyone became joyful. The house of Kuvera Pandita became filled with auspiciousness. Fortunate people who witnessed Advaita Acharya grow day by day were filled with jubilation. Advaita would sometimes hide himself, and only by the will of Sri Chaitanya was he found. Having Advaita in their village, the residents of Navagrama floated in bliss, forgetting all happiness and lamentation. Unhappiness and lamentation.
Look at that, Mataji, look at that. Isn't that wonderful? They forgot about their unhappiness and lamentation. How wonderful is that state? They forgot to worry about their miseries. They forgot that they have miseries. Misery of this body, misery about the people around, misery of what I need to do in my life, what I don't do in my life. Misery of how many anathas we have, misery of this, misery of that. They forgot all that.
Yeah, Mataji, so beautiful.
They forgot about that unhappiness and lamentation.
Yes. Although the Lord had two names, Kamalaksha and Advaita, everyone called him Advaita. The childhood pastimes of Advaita were very wonderful. Only fortunate persons were able to witness them. Who has the power to describe them? Sri Advaita Prabhu was like the pupil of everyone's eyes. They glorified him in lying down and in their dreams. Again and again, I say that all his associates were glorious as is the land of Bengal by the Lord's incarnation there.
Yeah, they glorified him in lying down and in dreamings and in their dreams. This should be our avastha. Avastha is the state of mind. Glorifying the Mahajanas in the wakeful state, in the state of dreams. This is the clue. Because as we just sang, the Vaishnava Thakura is Dayara Sagara, and he's the embodiment of all the Vaishnava qualities. More so, the Sharanagata Bhakta, the jewel of Bhakti, Sharanagati. They are the embodiment of Sharanagati. They just live for Krishna. They just live for Krishna to please Krishna. Yeah, if we think of them, they will help us to become them. Yeah. So yes, please, somebody else. Yes,
Mataji, just 2 lines.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, again and again I say that all his associates were glorious as is the land of Oh, yeah, Sutan Mata,
No
sorry.
problem. Please read it again and again, Mataji. No problem. Again and again. You are saying that his associates are glorious. Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
And so as the Lord's incarnation there. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, Hare Krishna Mata.
Hari, Hari. Again and again, I say that all his associates were glorious, as is the land of Bengal. That's not just the land of Bengal, that's a piece of transcendental realm. Navadvipa is non-different than Vrindavana. Where the Lord comes, his Dhamma comes. They just appear. It's a package deal. It's a package deal. The Lord comes, the Dhamma and his Parshadas, they all have to come. That's the Dham Mahatmya, not an ordinary place. Like Purushottama Masa is not an ordinary time. That piece of land there is not an ordinary place. Like the deity is not an ordinary stone. Like the word, the mantra is not an ordinary word, ordinary sound. Like a Vaishnava is not an ordinary person. These are not ordinary. They just appear ordinary. Yes, please, somebody else. Shri Kuvera Pandita.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hari Hari.
Shri Kuvera Pandita, who was most sober and full of loving devotion, told everyone, "We will move to the banks of the Ganges." Then, along with his friends and other villagers, they all came to Shantipura from Navagrama. Staying with a happy heart in Shantipura, sometimes he would go to Navadvipa to meet his friends. Kuvera Pandita carefully arranged for the Lord to study the Shastras. Within a short time, the Lord, the deliverer of the fallen, also became known as a Pandita for his learning. Although the mother and father of Advaita knew the truth about him, still they forgot everything due to their parental affection. All the learned people of Shantipura were astonished seeing the activities of Advaita. Someone said, "Advaita Acharya could not be a human for. How could a human being attract the heart of everyone the way he does?" Kuvera Pandita is a glorious personality because he had such a son by whom everyone is benefited. In this way, the people spoke as Advaita became the life and soul of everyone. Who can understand the desire of Advaita Prabhu, who gave his parents so much happiness in various ways? After some time, the Lord's mother and father disappeared, and Advaita went to Gaya to offer Shraddha. Taking the opportunity, he visited all the holy places along the way. At that time, he took Mantra Diksha from Madhavendra Puri,
This
who
is a
has
turning point. Yeah,
yeah,
Madhavendra Puri, he is the bridge between uh,
Advaita.
Madhva Sampradaya and Gaudiya Sampradaya. So Madhavendra Puri belongs to Madhva Sampradaya. But there was no Madhurya Rasa that was realized in Madhva Sampradaya. He is the first Acharya, Madhavendra Puri, who realized the Madhurya Rasa. And from there, the offshoot, Gaudiya, came. So that's how it is Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So here Advaitacharya is the disciple of Madhavendra Puri. Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
Who has the power to understand the activities of Advaita, who traveled always filled with ecstatic love of God.
Oh yeah, isn't that beautiful? Beautiful, Mataji, who traveled always filled with ecstatic love of God. Stitir Seva, Gatir Yatra, Smritir Chinta, Stutir Vacha. This is Gatir Yatra. Just the walk, just the steps of these devotees become a pilgrimage. Yes, please continue.
While traveling, thus, Advaita Prabhu arrived at Mathura Mandala. Seeing the beauty of Vraja, he became overwhelmed in ecstasy. After seeing all the places, he came to Vrindavana, whereupon all the Vrajavasis carefully arranged his stay. Eating only some fruits, roots, and milk, people were astonished seeing his luster. Mad in ecstatic love, the Lord roared and cried out, "Will I see Krishna?"
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah.
Hare
Hari, Hari. And somebody else, please. Can you carry on from this ecstatic love? Lord roared and cried out. Anybody? Hari.
In this way, mad in ecstatic love, the Lord roared and cried out, "Will I see Krishna?" In this way, Advaita Acharya would feel various ecstatic moods at different times. The Lord would worship Krishna near the Yamuna. Then, knowing that the time had come for the appearance of Lord Chaitanya, he left Vrindavana and returned to Bengal. The pastimes of Advaita Acharya are like nectar, but only the fortunate can taste them. O Srinivasa, the tree under which Advaita Acharya used to stay became well known as Advaita Vata. Just by seeing this Advaita Vata, one's sinful reactions are mitigated and the very rare gift of devotional love is obtained.
Why? How does that happen? Just by seeing a tree that gave shade to not just Mahajana, he's the expansion of the Lord. Just by seeing, how can one's sinful reactions be mitigated and the gift of devotional love is obtained?
Maybe devotees with that mood, Mataji, if they really can see.
Yeah.
That's so the heart of Advaita Acharya's mood, if they are able to get into that, maybe that can happen.
Hearing the glories of Advaita. Yes, yes, Prabhu. Yeah, please continue.
See the plants and creepers on the bank of Kalindi, which are always fresh and beautiful. This is the very old Tinditi tree, tamarind tree known as Amlitala, where Radha and Krishna enjoyed their pastimes with their associates. Remembering his previous activities, Lord Chaitanya came here and sat in unlimited happiness.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Hari. Sir, Lord Chaitanya, he made his appearance here today. Sir, this is the Amlitala. This is where Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he traveled from Puri and he came to Vrindavana and he sat under this tree. And actually, Lord Krishna was sitting under this tree. And then he was thinking. This was the tree where Lord Krishna Chandra turned to Gaura Sundara. It's a pastime where Lord Krishna sat under this tree and was thinking of Radharani and her great ecstasy of devotion and wanted to relish that devotion. That's why he came as Gaura Chandra. This is the tree, Amlitala. So when Gauranga Mahaprabhu comes to Vrindavana and sits under this tree, what would happen? All that memories would come back as if it ever went away in any case. So that is the pastime at that Amlitala. That's and next time we will hear the glories of Sri Gaura Sundara. Sampradaya's names. That's the Madhvacharya Sampradaya we just talked today. Madhavendra Puri came from there. Then Lord Nityananda's pastimes. So that's Gaura Sundara, Nityananda pastimes, and the Sampradayas. And that is it. Okay. Yeah. All right, dear devotees, we'll pause here. Yeah. So Advaitacharya, we have heard about Advaitacharya. If you can read